The tennis world stood still in the California desert as world number for Coco Gauff, a two-time Grand Slam champion known for her unshakable composure, was forced to do something she has only done once before in her entire professional career: retire from a match. The shockwaves weren't just about retirement. They were about who was on the other side of the net: 20-year-old Alex Eala, the Filipino sensation who had been demolished by Gauff just 3 weeks earlier in Dubai. What unfolded at Indian Wells was not just a tennis match. It was a stunning reversal of fate, a display of raw, fearless tennis from a rising star, and a moment that left Gauff visibly struggling, not just with her body, but with the sheer force of Eala's relentless performance. This is the story of how a young woman from the Philippines shook the sport to its core and sent a clear message to the world: a new era is here. Just 14 days. That was all it took for Alexandra Eala to transform from a promising contender into a formidable force that would bring one of the world's best to her knees. When Eala and Coco Gauff stepped onto the court at the Indian Wells Tennis Garden for their third-round clash, the memory of their previous encounter was still fresh in everyone's minds. In Dubai, Gauff had dismantled Eala in brutal fashion, 6-0, 6-2, in a match that lasted just 67 minutes. The American superstar had been ruthless, leaving the young Filipino to acknowledge a painful truth: at the end of the day, I think there's still definitely a gap in terms of level between me and Coco and other players of her caliber. But Eala is not one to wallow in defeat. She returned to the court with a fire in her eyes and a game plan that would shock the world. From the very first rally, it was clear that this was not the same player who had been blown off the court in Dubai. Eala was dictating the tempo, her shots crisper, her movement sharper, her confidence radiating through every swing. The crowd, which included a massive contingent of Filipino fans, sensed something special was brewing. What they were about to witness was nothing short of a tennis miracle, a redemption story that would be talked about for years to come. The first set was a statement. Eala, ranked number 32 in the world, came out swinging with an aggression that caught the world number 4 completely off guard. She broke Gauff's serve not once, not twice, but 3 times in the first 5 games, racing to a commanding lead. The statistics were staggering. Eala delivered an incredible 96% first serve rate and converted 5 of 6 breakpoints without committing a single double fault. In stark contrast, Gauff, the favorite to win the tournament, struggled with her consistency, committing 7 double faults as her game unraveled. Eala's ground strokes were finding every corner of the court, forcing the American to scramble and make uncharacteristic errors. The Filipino's performance was a masterclass in precision and power, a display of tennis that suggested she is no longer just a future prospect but an emerging threat on the WTA Tour. With every winner she hit, the crowd roared louder, sensing that an upset of seismic proportions was in the making. Eala was not just competing with Gauff, she was outplaying her, outthinking her, and out-hitting her on every single point. The 6-2 first set scoreline was a testament to her dominance, but it was only the beginning of the story. As the second set began, it became increasingly clear that something was wrong with Coco Gauff. The American star had already taken a medical timeout while trailing 5-2 in the opening set, but the problem was far from resolved. She described the sensation in her left arm as something terrifying. It felt like a firework was going off inside of my arm, and then my whole arm felt like it was on fire. The pain was so severe that it was impacting her game even when she wasn't using her left arm. Gauff, who has only retired from one other match in her entire career, was facing an agonizing decision. When Eala broke her serve early in the second set to take a 2-0 lead, the American knew she could not continue. She walked to the net, her face etched with disappointment and pain, and told her young opponent, "I'm sorry. You were playing great." The retirement was a rare and shocking sight for the 21-year-old champion, who had never experienced such a sensation before. "Never felt a sensation like this before," she admitted, adding that the experience was scary. The 54-minute match was over, but the drama was only just beginning. In the aftermath of Gauff's retirement, Alexandra Eala showed the world exactly why she is becoming one of the most beloved figures in tennis. Rather than celebrating wildly, she immediately crossed the court to check on her rival, showing a compassion that belied her age. Her post-match interview was even more remarkable. On a day that coincided with International Women's Day, Eala used her platform to deliver a powerful message of gratitude and unity. "First and foremost, I want to say happy International Women's Day, everybody," she began. She then turned her attention to Gauff, offering words of praise that moved the crowd to applause. "Among them is Coco, so thank you Coco for being an amazing competitor and an amazing role model. And I really hope that everything is well and you will recover soon." Eala's humility and sportsmanship were on full display as she acknowledged that no one likes winning like that and no one likes losing like that. Yet, she also made it clear that she was proud of her performance, stating, "Nevertheless, I'm really happy with how I played, really happy with my performance, and I hope I can make the best out of the momentum." It was a moment of pure class from a young woman who understands that tennis is about more than just winning, it is about character, respect, and paving the way for the next generation. Eala's victory over Gauff was more than just a win, it was a statement. It marked the first time a Filipino player had reached the round of 16 at Indian Wells since the tournament's inception. It also improved Eala's record against top 5 opponents to an impressive 3-3, with wins over Madison Keys, Iga Swiatek, and now Coco Gauff. The victory also served as sweet revenge for her devastating loss in Dubai just weeks earlier. Gauff, gracious in defeat, acknowledged her opponent's exceptional level, stating, "I felt really bad to pull out, more so for her because she was playing great tennis, and I don't want to take anything away from the way that she was playing." She even expressed her belief that Eala would have a great tournament. For Eala, this victory is a validation of all the hard work and sacrifice she has put into her craft. She is no longer just a promising young player, she is a legitimate threat to the sports elite. Her journey from being blown off the court in Dubai to dominating the world number 4 in Indian Wells is a testament to her resilience, her growth, and her unwavering belief in herself. The tennis world has been put on notice. Alex Eala has arrived, and she is here to stay. If you enjoyed this latest tennis update and want to stay ahead of the biggest stories in the world, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to World Zone right now. Turn on the notification bell so you never miss a moment of the action. See you in the next video.